welcome to another week, another crazy week, no doubt. Now, this particular layout, I haven't done a gymnastics layout for a while, so I decided that today I was going to play with I wanted to play with paper, but I was in the mood to play with, I'm sorry, I have a dog coming in. 1 second. Hi Gizmo, how are you, mate? No Coco, out. Giz, find a seat, mate. Sorry guys, if you're new to my channel, I have a couple of chihuahuas, and every time I do a voiceover, Gizmo's got to be in here. Anyway, okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm punching out some squares. The reason I'm doing that is because in my mind I was thinking of the squares, you know, the podium that they stand on, first, second, third, all that sort of bizzo. And I decided to pull out some very old, almost ancient Creative Memories cardstock. Now, this is deep blue and cranberry, if you really want to know the exact colours. And if you're a CM person, you may want to, I don't know. Now, I wanted to play with embossing powders. Today, I just wanted to play with embossing powders and stamping, and that's just what I wanted to play with. And today is Sunday, and it was the day that I had free to do my couple of layouts for this week, create my videos, and do the voiceovers all in one day. I've had a bit of a crazy couple of days, so I decided that today I was just going to commit. I was going to do my videos. I was going to get them created, edited, voiceovered, up, done, all today. So some would say that's ambitious, and you know what? It really is. But Taylor went out today. She was out. She's my eldest. She was out and about, and Angela went over to her boyfriend's place. And yeah, so I was just chilling. Now, what you can see me doing here, I'm using the Hero Arts white embossing powder. Now, I don't make you sit and watch me do all the squares. You can see there that I've skipped forward. And then I decided that I wanted to do around the blue squares as well. So I'm using the same technique, except for with the cranberry ones, I used my Ranger dauber, the embossing dauber, because I wanted it to just be messy. I didn't want it to just be a perfect line. Whereas the blue one, I actually wanted it to be just on the very edge of the cardstock. So I pulled out my VersaFine, Versamark sticky ink pad, and I just went around the outside edge, and I used the colour that I've used here. When you see it close up at the end, it's called JUDI Love Heart Kins embossing powder, and it's called AEGEAN Silver. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll have it written in the description below if you want to find it. It's really glittery, and it actually reminds me of Jen's leotard that she wears for her competitions. It's got the sparkly dots on it. Now, as you can see, this is just something super repetitive, but this is what I was in the mood to do. I just wanted to play and create lots of different bits and pieces. Now, I am matting these photos. I am double matting them purely for consistency. Jen's team colours are, her squad colours are the blue and the red. And sorry about that going in and out of focus a little bit there. So I'm trying to, and on her leotard she's got silver. It's like a, how do I explain it? It's like a flat, you know how sometimes I use those flat sequins and they are they're mirror-like, but they're flat. That's what she's got on her leotard. And because she actually, oh, my words this afternoon. Maybe I did overdo it. Her leotard is the team colours, but PCYC Queensland wide is the same colour, same leotard, same everything. They just streamlined it all so that it was easy for every single club. I gotta say, we like it and we hate it. We like it in one sense because it's streamlined and it's easy, and it makes us look like a much bigger club when we're competing against more elite clubs. But flip side, it makes it really hard to spot your kid and your kid's team. So for us, our level 4 team, there was only 3 girls in it, and now it's down to 2. And yeah, so it makes it really hard to spot just your kids. So, but anyway, so I decided to pull out this stamp. Now I know this looks very, very messy. Stick with me. This is just a lot of different, anyone can do a layout like this. And you can do this this could be for swimming. This could be for, it doesn't have to be gymnastics. It could be anything. I just pulled out a dot stamp. I've put down a little bit of that reflective, just again, repetition of having that same embossing powder, having the colours in the background needed something in the background. And still at this point, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? And I thought, okay, right, what I need to do is I need to put the sides down, and then I realised, nah, it's too white. It's too blank. I actually got up, walked out, had lunch, came back, and it was too white. So I just grabbed my CHIPPY Sapphire Distress Oxide spray, and I went to town on the cardstock, and I just sprayed, which you know what, I actually realised when I did this, I actually never ever use my Distress Oxide. That's Jen showing you some stuff. She was doing some watercolouring. Now, I never use my oxide sprays like this, ever. I think this is probably the first time I've used my oxide sprays and left them like that and not manipulated them with a brush or anything like that. So, see, sometimes there is a first time for everything, right? So I am just putting my sides down. Now, I didn't raise them all up on foam dots. I raised a couple of them up so that you had a little point of difference. But these, I'll be honest with you, I bought these dots and I thought they were fantastic. The first 2 that I used, I thought they were great, but they're really annoying. It's like they're too stuck in the one. They're a little bit thicker than I would prefer, and I think they're a good 2 mil thick, and they don't release very well at all. I think they were KAISERCRAFT. I'm not even going to say where I bought them from because it's not a reflection on the store. It's just, they unfortunately just were not great. They were not a good buy. Anywho, as you can see, I've gone ahead, I've just glued down those squares. I didn't want them in a straight line. I wanted them to look sort of higgledy-piggledy, kind of like first, second, third, you know, like when you stand on the podium and they're all number one's higher, you know, if you get that vibe. If you can just channel that with me for a minute, you can sort of get the vibe with it. Now, you can see that I've covered up the other 2 teammates because obviously, you know, privacy. And Jen doesn't mind me having her on here, obviously. Now, this gymnastics chippy I actually got last year from the amazing, wonderful Mel from Crafty Divas. I will put a link in the description for her store if you want to go and check out any of her custom made pieces. It doesn't have to be gymnastics, you know, you never know, you might find what you're looking for, something a little bit different. Gymnastics obviously works for me. I ended up doing the gymnastics. I embossed the silver onto that as well, just so there's lots and lots of, this is ridiculous, but I actually wanted to do massive chunks of this silver, but I do have a lot more medals and so forth, photos that I have to print for 2024. So I've come up with another idea that I'm going to actually do, and yeah, it was perfect. So it will work out just right. Now I have the other chihuahua in here. Seriously, you guys. It's all right. My husband's listening to the TV, so hopefully you can't hear it. Now, I pulled out Lumberjack Plaid. I know it's not cranberry. I know it's a Distress Oxide, but I felt like I needed an actual border. My brain cannot comprehend a layout anymore without an actual border on it. I used to never do borders on my layouts. If I go back to my older albums, never had a border on anything. I used to photo mat, but I never actually did a border around my layouts. Now I can't seem to do a layout and have it look right unless I do a border. It's crazy. So here I am again. Now these stars, they are from the same place, from Crafty Divas, and I'd already painted them, and I used them last year on another layout, and it was a gymnastics layout as well. And I decided that I actually wanted these to match. Your embossing powder, it goes straight over paint, guys. Don't be afraid. Get in there, give it a crack. Believe me, so much more works than you. Wait till you see Wednesday's video. Your brain's just going to go, huh? Honestly, you really will. Because, you know, I do stupid things with my products, and I push things to the limit, and it works. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I show you the good, the bad, the ugly. And I just wish I could still bring you 6 videos a week. That's how my brain works. So, so you can see here, I've got my title. I'm playing with some stars. That's when I realized I actually needed some more stars on here. So what I've pulled out of my collection, I've got some table sprinkles. All of these little sprinkly bits, all they are is table sprinkles from your cheap shops. That's all they are. So these big stars, and they all sort of worked in well together. Originally the idea that I had with the cranberry cardstock, I wanted to leave them sort of empty, but I think because they weren't even enough, and because this layout is very blocky, they needed to be more even and more organized. So once I sprinkled all these stars all over the place, it sort of pulled it all together. So that worked, and I was really happy with that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you're new here. I would love to have you subscribe. If you like this kind of layout, this is the sort of thing, this is what I do all the time. I love just playing, and sometimes I like to just do super simple layouts. This, believe it or not, for me is actually pretty simple layout. And yeah, it's got a little bit of mixed media in there, very, very little bit. But yeah, embossing powder. This week is the week of embossing powder. So let me just preface Wednesday's video with that. So here I'm trying to get my light to capture the sparkle, and my camera, you can see I've got to move it around a fair bit. I love the texture that the spray left in the background. I really enjoy this sort of video. Let me know if this is something that you would give a try yourself, and I will be back on Wednesday with another video for you guys. And there you go. I'm zooming right in for you. There you go. See, she placed second on bars at this particular competition, which seems to be Jen's forte at the moment. She's great on bars, guys. I tell you what, we will be watching the Olympics a little bit later on, because gymnastics is on soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.